win is never quit. Yeah. Yeah. My mic on? They say, "Stoop kid, you afraid of Lee and Stoop." But I got this beat in my headphones playing on the loop. Working on my craft, get it in with my rhyme pad. Teachers thought I was dumb, didn't know where my mind at. It was all I had, sports didn't provide a creative outlet for me to show what's inside. I can't even lie, since 12 I wanna die. But this music keeps me going and I don't know why. But I think I got my explanation. As soon as I started writing to make a real statement, all of a sudden I gained a reputation, and I could be somebody that would uplift the nation. Yeah, and that feels like gold. I care for how many I help, not how many I sold. And those messages mean more to me than you. So if I'm saving you, just know you're saving me too. This ain't for the radio, this ain't for the clubs, this is for you. You showing love. This ain't for the labels, this ain't for the price, this is for the fight. And never giving up your life. You can't get me down, no matter what they say. Tomorrow gonna be better, just don't give up today. So it's up to you, is you gon' sink or you gon' swim? Cause winners never quit, and quitters never win. Winners never take a day off, we go all in. Put in work, walk the walk, no talking. Everybody talks about what they gonna do, but it's funny cause they never do it in front of you. You won't get anywhere by comparing yourself to them. Your journey is your journey, don't worry about the win. Handle the how, do it now, and you'll see you'll get where you wanna be automatically. Handle your business with integrity, and if you don't believe in it, decline it respectfully. I know a few never bees and some has-beens who couldn't follow the heart, and it all passed them. I'm not worried about the progress, I'm focused on my growth. And if I ain't right, then I can't help us both. So I'm gonna build with my team, and when we're finally done, it's gonna be a platform for everyone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome and thank you for tuning in to F-Heroin Foundation, Shattering the Stigma. On the radio, we are 96.1 FM from Pompano to West Palm Beach, 97.5 FM from West Palm Beach to Jupiter, 1340 on the AM dial throughout Palm Beach County, and streaming live on Facebook at recoveryradio.fm and on the net at recoveryradio.fm. And if you want to call into the show, the number is 954-524-8000. And hello, Mama Dukes.
Hi, this is Mama Dukes. Welcome to Shattering the Stigma. So you can also find us live on F_K Heroin Foundation on Facebook as well. So first of all, I want to announce a couple exciting things that have happened this week. We hit 100,000 plus likes on our Facebook.
We did.
100,000.
Huge accomplishment, guys. Our book came out. It's selling a lot off of Amazon, so pretty excited about that. And just want to name some of the things we've got going on in March. The 10th through the 19th, Daytona. We'll be there with Goat from Full Throttle Saloon on the radio. On the 15th, Recovery Radio FM will be doing a live remote from there with us. On the 23rd, we will be in Genoa, Ohio, 24th, Findlay, Ohio, and 25th, Toledo, Ohio. So find that on our page, and it'll tell you where we're going to be.
FHF making moves, baby.
So I have a few special guests today. Logan Bruce.
What's up?
Ed Stefano.
How you doing?
And then Alexis Johnson will be calling in somewhere a little before 10. So those are our amazing guests today. I also have, of course, Rex Silverback here.
Yep.
Rex.
And Robin.
Hi, family. How you doing?
So, Ed. I had the pleasure of meeting Ed a while ago, young man in recovery, and he really impressed me. I appreciated his integrity, his morals, and a lot of the things that we talked to. And I can say I felt like I've just known him for a really long time. And I felt I would not be doing others honor if I didn't allow him to share some of his story. So go for it, Ed.
All right. No, thank you for having me. This is the first time on the radio, so recovery, leads you to some amazing, experiences. I met Leisha working in the treatment field, and we, like she said, we just, hit it off. I don't know. Just a brief background. I mean, I'm from South Jersey. Moved to Florida back in 2012, but primarily I was doing heroin, drinking, smoking, the whole 9 yards, crack, cocaine. Life was pretty unmanageable, and back in 2012 I decided to come to Florida to get treatment. Came out to Florida, got a little bit of sobriety time, relapsed. My story's not that different than most people in addiction. Moving forward, I achieved 2.5 years of sobriety, and then due to slacking on taking care of myself, I did have a relapse, a very minor one, setback, but I got back up on the horse, and I can proudly say I have a little over 4 months now. And recovery is possible, and the biggest thing that I've learned in recovery is don't let your mistakes brand who you are. It's all about picking up and moving forward and doing the next right thing.
And that's why this is called Shattering the Stigma, because so often it's when someone is down and someone wants to make them feel that way that keeps them out on a run, and we always bring this up because it is so important. If you ever have a friend out there and you just have an inkling or you think he might be doing something, go ask that friend. Go ask that friend. Don't go around and ask everybody else so that it hurts their feelings and makes them run further. Go directly to that person and say, man, I love you. What's going on? What can I do to help? How was your experience when things happen for you? And I say when it's a short one, it's a lapse. You know what I mean? Jump back up. Don't beat yourself up. Learn from it.
Well, the biggest thing that was hard, my sober support system was there for me. I got honest with them fairly quickly, and they were nothing but supportive. The only hard part was within the sober community, there was, a lot of people would not come directly to me and ask me if I was okay. There was a lot of hearsay, and I think that's the thing that hurt the most is instead of coming directly to the person and seeing if they're okay, it turns into a rumor mill and the he said, she said part. And that was the hardest thing, bouncing back, and especially with my work history in the treatment field, it hit my ego pretty hard. And I'm just happy that I bounced back. And if it wasn't for the foundation that I built and the amazing friends and sober support that I had, I don't think I would be sitting here on the radio today,
And I mean, isn't it like a huge weight when you're able to say what you need to those people?
Yeah, it's a huge weight. It's great to be able to have people that you can be 100% honest with, and, they can call you out when you're, messing up or any of your flaws. They can say, hey, you're messing up. And, it's good to have those people to hold you accountable.
I know that a lot of people that I've met over the years have said the best sponsors to have are the ones that are going to call you out on your BS. You might hate them, but they call you out on it.
Yeah, it's a shame. I was actually, now that you said that, I was supposed to call my sponsor today before I got here.
Just say hello, sponsor.
What's going on, sponsor Steve? We'll call him sponsor Steve.
He's here. It's our fault he didn't call.
Right.
So, anything else you'd want to say to offer inspiration to anyone that's still using, has never quit?
It's possible. You have to want it, and there is resources out there. I'm available 24/7. I say this all the time. Anybody can reach out to me any time of the day, even if it's just a listening ear. There is help out there, and anybody can get sober, especially like how I seen where I was at and like where I'm at now. It's amazing. And it's you can see when people are struggling and everything, you can see the potential in them. And that's why I always offer help to people, because like I can see things in other still suffering addicts that they don't see in themselves yet. And it's like huge to just show like unconditional love and compassion to everybody, not just addicts, just everybody in general, you know?
Do you, Rex, I think you and I were having this discussion about how, everyone posts how amazing sobriety is, how great it is, how wonderful it is. And to the newcomer, that may appear that life is perfect. And then they're sitting there wondering what's wrong with them, because life is not that perfect. You still have the ups and downs. I'd like all of you to give a little feedback on how you think or feel about that. Or did you go into it thinking life was going to be perfect every day, and you heard everyone around you saying how great their life was, and wonder why yours didn't feel that great yet?
I'm glad that you brought that up, because even when I go to meetings sometimes, when I was like fresh in sobriety, people would say how amazing their lives are. And I was always the person to say like, you're full of it, you know? And it wasn't until I experienced it myself, like life still happens. And it's about learning how to deal with life on life's terms, and rolling with the punches, because just because you get sober doesn't mean life's not going to hit you in the face. Like just today, I had a situation. I'm jobless now because I stood up for myself, and I was working for a treatment center that I didn't agree with they were doing, and I had to.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
That's why I respect your morals. I told you, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and I had to leave, you know, like I don't want to be a part of the sickness. I want to be a part of the solution. And having faith is a big one, because, like you need a job and finances to, live. But in my mind, I prayed about it, talked to my sober network, and made the decision for best for myself, and just have the faith that everything's going to work out. So it was a huge leap of faith today. And then I end up like leaving my job, and then I get the blessing to be on the show with you guys. So, like recovery's crazy, like it's awesome.
It is.
What do you think? How did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, at first, like that's kind of the vibe that I got was I'm from Ohio, where Robin's from.
And I'm from.
And you're also from Ohio.
Ohio in the house.
Low brews in the house.
But yeah, I would go to the meetings, and up near Cleveland, a lot of them are speaker meetings. So I would hear people sharing their story, and it almost just seemed like they call it like the pink cloud. Well, these people were living in the pink cloud 24/7. Or at least that's what they wanted people to see. So then when it wasn't happening to me, I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I would go through my steps. I would do my 5th step, and I thought I was supposed to have like this walking on water experience where I would say all this stuff and everything. My life would be perfect from then on out. And I learned, not the first time, probably like my 2nd or 3rd time trying this, that just because I'm in recovery or because I'm sober doesn't mean that life's going to be perfect. It really just is giving me the tools to deal with life when it's not perfect. And that was like a tough pill to swallow, because I always, not that I'm a perfectionist or anything, but like with my music and everything, like I just wanted everything to be perfect. So yeah, I guess it is a perfectionist. But I do that all the time, contradict myself. But it just seemed like
I'm OCD and a perfectionist too, and I'm not in addiction. And I know if I was in the program, that would drive me crazy too, feeling like, okay, I'm not where everyone else is. What's wrong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like, when I lived down here in South Florida in Delray, I had over a year, and I wasn't as happy as people that had 3 or 4 months. So I'm constantly comparing myself to other people. What do they have? What do I have? What do they don't have? What do I not have? So it was just a constant struggle of like, where am I going to find this happiness? Is it going to be with a girl? Is it going to be with the job? Is it going to be with my apartment? Is it going to be when I sign my multi-million-dollar record deal with Warner that never came?
Right.
It's coming.
Like eventually, yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
One of those yets.
So I put all my faith in this stuff that life was going to be perfect, and when it didn't happen, I wasn't ready for it because I had already went through these steps with the biased opinion that I'm going to go through these and then life's going to be perfect. So when life wasn't perfect, I was not ready for it, and that is why I've bounced in and out probably for the last 4 years, strictly because my ego tells me that I'm Logan, life's going to be perfect for me, and that could not be further from the truth. And now I'm finally understanding, like the humility they talk about. It's not always about getting that sober job at McDonald's and being humble with it. It's when life happens and you finally know how to deal with it, and you're not standing there resisting what's going on around you. Like you're kind of rolling with it and learning to deal with it.
Right on. I can say that I've compared myself to a lot of people, for most of my life, and I tried to fill that void in myself with material things, girls, drugs, and it may have worked for a little while, but eventually, I was wanting more and more and more of it. It was never no feeling of satisfaction in any of that. And I've had two really good sponsors lately. One of them moved away. Dylan, if you're listening, I love and appreciate you. He pointed out to me that I was comparing my insides to people's outsides. People that look really nice and have all of these material things a lot of them are dead inside, and I was dead at that time too. So in going through the steps in the process, I've been able to connect with my higher power, get that feeling of serenity that I've never been able to get, because that's what I was striving for during my using. And I feel so much better about myself, even though I don't have all those things, because all those things that I put ahead of my recovery, I lost anyway, so I'm starting all over. And congratulations on your clean time. I'm right there with you, actually, by the way. Same story. I built a fantastic network as well, and I fell off as well. And the question that was always posed to me was, how could you relapse when you had that foundation that you had? And it's simple. I quit working my program. I put helping people ahead of helping myself. And I ran into an emotional and spiritual wall that I ended up going back to my fix-all, which was drugs, filling that void I had. And it didn't really work out well for me until I hit my bottom again, and those fantastic people were right there waiting for me. And I'm grateful for everyone. These guys here in the room with me right now are huge supports for me.
We try. He's a full-time job.
A project.
I am so proud of that man right there.
I'm the FHF project.
Steve, since that was our original conversation, give us your input.
I've said it before, and you and I have talked about this, but I think it's a great disservice, unconscious, from the people who are actually, doing the talking. It's a great disservice to newcomers to say, "Oh man, all my dreams are coming true. It's beyond my wildest expectations." And it's not about. People can make it sound like it's all rainbows, unicorns, cupcakes, and every time they wake up, birds land on their shoulder and sing to them. It's not.
Not like that.
It's not that way. All the things that happened before, less the ones of our own making, the occurrences and events of our own making that happen because of our behaviors, are still going to happen whether we're sober or not. It's just, and a good friend of mine, Meredith G, had a quote. She said something, and I turned it into a quote. And I hope I remember it.
Well, if you turned it into, it's your quote.
No, I mean, I actually put it on Facebook.
We won't know if you
I
did
put
it
it on
wrong.
Facebook, and I put her name underneath it. It was so brilliant.
Whose name?
Meredith G. Life still happens. It's just, life is not perfect. It's just easier to deal with when we're clean. And what happens is when we're clean, when we come into recovery, we pick up the tools and the mechanisms that we need in order to deal with the things that occur.
Deal with life on life's
You know, and
terms.
it's not. And a wise man told me a long time ago. Actually, it was actually my Uncle Tommy. It's not the people, places, events, or things in our lives that drive us insane. It's how we handle them. I don't know where he got that quote, but you know, he probably stole it from somebody else. But I'm glad he told it to me because it really stuck with me. And I know from my first year in recovery, I'm like, all these people are like waking up on, you know, in beautiful. Now these people wake up. How do they achieve this wondrous life? And it wasn't so much like, what am I lacking? For me, it was like, what in the hell am I doing wrong? I got to be doing something wrong. Just like all the other times in my life, I did things wrong, and I was really coming down hard on myself really bad. And I ended up trying to work towards a standard of sobriety that was not my own, that was unrealistic. And like Robin said, his partner said, comparing my insides to other people's outsides. You know, you peel away that veneer, you know, you got a 12-year-old kid crying under the stairs, shaking. You know, and it's the whole thing about fake it till you make it. That's another discussion. But I ended up relapsing. You know, and I wasn't working my program. I was trying to work other people's programs in me. And
or at least what they were making you think.
Right.
And I based my value on that.
Yeah.
You know, my self-worth. And
oh man,
it's horrible. You know what I wanted to say was, life isn't going to be all butterflies and unicorns.
Yeah.
But if that beast shows up, I'm riding it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, so the reason I wanted to bring this up is for anybody out there that's a newcomer that's getting discouraged and wondering why all these miracles aren't happening. Are miracles happening for people? Sure. But are they happening 24/7? And do they have no problems? No, because the real world, whether you're an addict or not, is not perfect. And there's ups and downs and things that go on every day. And it's how we learn to deal with it. You know what I mean? And so me, myself, if that's not brought up to people, I think you're setting them up for failure from the start. And maybe that's why so many people do relapse in the beginning, because they feel like, well, I'm never going to get to that happy spot that everyone else in this room is.
Yeah, I found out that a lot of the miracles that happened for me that I didn't even notice at the time. When I looked back on them, I was like, wow, that saved me from this and that. And I thought I was miserable at the time, and there was actually things happening in the background around me that saved me from a fate much worse.
Sometimes you don't realize until it happens.
I think another saying is that I live by. It's like, I want the instant gratification, and like a lot of newcomers struggle with if they're in halfway and they want to get out or they want their license back. It doesn't happen on Ed's time. It happens on God's time. And that was one of the biggest things that I struggled with. But my stint, when I had the 2.5 years of sobriety, it took me 2.5 years to start acquiring things back. And like to an addict, that can be a long time. It was just a matter of holding on. So again, God's time, not my time.
It didn't take you a minute to lose it. And that's what I would always tell my son. You know, you think you're going to get everything back, but how long did it take to lose those things, you know?
Absolutely.
And so, you know, you have to be patient and work towards it and trust that it's going to happen.
That's a fact.
Very true. We're going to go to a break right now. Just to let you guys know that 96.1 FM from Pompano to West Palm, 97.5 from West Palm to Jupiter, 1340 AM throughout Palm Beach County. We are F Heroin, and this is Shattering the Stigma, streaming live on Facebook at recoveryradio.fm and on the net, recoveryradio.fm. And if you want to call in, 954-524-8000.
And when we come back, a song from Logan.
Yeah, Logan's in the house.
I sure know what it's like to fall. Ain't no shame in coming back. Don't stay out there. Yeah. Motivated by the misery, inspired by this voice that tells me that it's in me, yo, the chance to make a choice, to rise above the noise and focus on the fact that just because it was me doesn't mean I'm going back. Looking at about a future ain't really what I'm used to. Sometimes it has to sink in before it ever moves ya. They ask me what is different and have I really changed. I say it's been a journey and it sure don't feel the same. A stain is what remains. My stumbles made me humble. I choose to make a choice every time I'm facing trouble. All I want to do is love you. I say that to myself. I hold on to the things I've done, it really doesn't help. I felt this way before, but now there's something more. I feel it when it's calling, when it's knocking at my door. I'm looking for the cure, cause they say it can't be done. To leave the past behind me, well, I guess to be the one. Yep.
Keep on climbing, though the ground might shake. Keep on reaching, though the
Keep reaching. Yep.
we come this far.
We came too far. Don't risk it.
'Cause you can learn.
You can learn to fly on the way down. Growing up, I never pictured being homeless, addicted to drugs, all alone and feeling hopeless. And I know this is just part of my journey up at school. But I wish we could go back to being kids and in school, but we can't. This is life. Growing up is just a part of it. Even if where I've been ain't where you've been, acknowledge it. Regardless if you harvested your veggies where the garden is, or if you own a silver spoon and life to you is marvelous. It often is the little things that catch my eye and make me think. And life is short, I'm holding on to what's between the blinks. Iron out the kinks and learn to love and let it go. Sometimes it comes slow, don't rush it, yo, just let it grow. Sometimes what's beautiful, it's hard to see if it's new to you. Grab a mirror, it's clear, it's right there what life can do for you. Picking up the pieces, I'm standing up and standing in. And if you're wondering, I'm on my way, it's where I've been.
On climbing,
Keep climbing,
ground might
keep
shake.
climbing, yeah,
Keep on
keep
reaching,
reaching,
though the
keep reaching.
we come this far.
Can't you afford to give up now?
Scared now, 'cause you can learn
Yeah.
to fly.
Learn to fly. Yo, yeah, I build it up to tear it down. And this is what I found. I had to dig it deeper just to get me off the ground. I'm off it now. I'm looking for a spot to land it. I hear this voices saying, Brandon, don't take this for granted. Abandon all my thoughts of giving up and giving in. I hope I make it. If I do, it's what I'm giving them. Adrenaline is mixing in. It tries to keep me breathing. And life is precious, and I guess it's how I know the meaning. I'm kneeling while I'm praying. I'm saying what I'm feeling. I'm reeling, dealing for this healing, reaching at the ceiling. Concealing nothing, exposing what is cold and frozen. I'm choosing to follow my calling, yep, because you were chosen. And this moment, I hold it, no folding, grip it tight. I put my wrongs up in a song alone to make it right. I raised the bar, I'm taking flight to get this better view. I had it in me this whole time is what I never knew.
On climbing,
Keep climbing,
the ground might
keep climbing, the ground shakes.
Keep on reaching,
Keep reaching, even if the limb breaks.
we come this far.
We came too far to give up now. Come on, you can learn to fly on the way now.
Technology is making the things around us smarter than ever before. It's making our day-to-day easier. And now, what powers those things is Smart 2. With the smart technology behind FPL's online energy dashboard, you can keep track of your energy use. And when you take the free online home energy survey, you'll see where you're using the most energy and find smart, new ways to save up to $250 a year. Visit fpl.com/easy to save and learn how to make your bill even lower.
Hey guys, James Sweezy here. Real quick, if you're experiencing daily fatigue or having trouble sleeping, I found a product that was designed to help improve symptoms associated with post-acute withdrawal syndrome. TheLiquidRecovery.com provides supplements designed by people in recovery for people in recovery. The AM formula helps to improve energy and supports natural relief from brain fog. The PM formula helps support natural sleep so you can fall asleep and stay asleep, and it helps reduce feelings of anxiety or irritability. The folks at theliquidrecovery.com want to be clear that this product will not get you clean and sober. It's simply another tool for your toolbox to help combat fatigue and sleeplessness. Order now at www.theliquidrecovery.com and be sure to enter the discount code RADIO for free shipping. That's www.theliquidrecovery.com. James Sweezy, I'm out.
when it's never quit. Yeah. Yeah. My mic on? They say, "Stoop kid, you afraid to leave your stoop." But I got this beat in my headphones playing on the loop. Working on my craft, get it in with my rhyme pad. Teachers thought I was dumb, didn't know where my mind at. It was all I had, sports didn't provide a creative outlet for me to show what's inside. I can't even lie, since 12 I wanna die. But this music keeps me going and I don't know why. But I think I got my explanation. As soon as I started writing to make a real statement, all of a sudden I gained a reputation, and I could be somebody that would uplift the nation. Yeah, and that feels like gold. I care for how many I help, not how many I sold. And those messages mean more to me than you. So if I'm saving you, just know you're saving me too. This ain't for the radio, this ain't for the clubs, this is for you. You showing love. This ain't for the labels, this ain't for the price, this is for the fight. And never giving up your life. You can't keep me down, no matter what they say. Tomorrow's gonna be better, just don't give up today. So it's up to you, is you gon' sink or you gon' swim? Cause winners never quit, and quitters never win. Winners never take a day off, we go all in. Put in work, walk the walk, no talking. Everybody talks about what they gonna do, but it's funny cause they never do it in front of you. You won't get anywhere by comparing yourself to them. Your journey is your journey, don't worry about the win. Handle the how, do it now and you'll see. You'll get where you wanna be automatically. Handle your business with integrity, and if you don't believe in it, decline it respectfully. I know a few never bees and some has-beens who couldn't follow the heart and it all passed them. I'm not worried about the progress, I'm focused on my growth. And if I ain't right, then I can't help us both. So I'm gonna build with my team, and when we're finally done, it's gonna be a platform for everyone. This ain't for the radio, this ain't for the clubs, this is for you. You showing love. This ain't for the labels, this ain't for the price, this is for the fight. And never giving up your life. You can't keep me down, no matter what they say. Tomorrow's gonna be better, just don't give up today. So it's up to you, is you gon' sink or you gon' swim? Cause winners never quit, and quitters never win.
What's up, everybody? We are back. This is F Heroin. We are on recoveryradio.fm, 96.1 from Pompano to West Palm, 97.5 from West Palm to Jupiter, 1540 on the AM dial throughout Palm Beach County, and streaming on Facebook at recoveryradio.fm, and on the net, recoveryradio.fm. And if you want to call in, 954-524-8000. And be sure to stop by the Facebook page, like us on Facebook.
recoveryradio.fm, like us on there, and also on F_K Heroin Foundation. So I'm excited to say this young man, Ed, said, I want you to hear a song. And I sat down, and I had makeup on when I got there.
For a little, yeah.
And as he proceeded to sing this song, I had chills. And Ed was handing me tissues, and I had black eye looking when I left there.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing song. You know, share why you wrote it and what it's about.
Yeah, the song's called Shallow Waves. I actually wrote it probably about a year ago. I was sitting in treatment again. And finally, for the first time, I took like a good look at what my family was going through while this was happening. And I know with Mama Dukes, like, she's been through it all with her son. And it was kind of just like, I knew what I was doing to my family, but I chose to ignore it because it would just fuel the fire as to why I was doing drugs and drinking in the first place. But I finally, like, took it from my dad's perspective now, actually. The song is like a letter to me from my dad. It's called Shallow Waves, like kind of just how I'm affecting them and what they're going through all of this.
Dimitri, can you bring us tissues?
But yeah, it's the first. I remember the first time I played it. It was in treatment, and I was in a room with like 40 guys. I think a couple of them are actually watching right now.
Was Frankie? Was that it?
No, he wasn't there for this one.
wasn't.
I made him cry with another one.
I know
though, like
you
4
did.
years ago. Yeah. But no, after I got done playing, I looked up and like from probably like the ages of 60 to my age, even younger, like everybody in the room was crying. And that was the first time like I realized like I could actually do something with this music thing.
Right on.
To where it touched, like at first I started learning music for the girls in college, but I finally like
Smart
figured
guy.
it out. Yeah, I knew what I was doing, drinking every day and playing music. It didn't go so well, but then I looked up in this room and I saw like 40 grown men crying, and it was like, wow, like
I'm telling you.
I wrote
mean,
something that changed these. Like,
it's a letter I could have written, or any other parent, I think.
thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah,
There's your tissues.
I know Rex needs them. I don't know if the rest of you are criers, but Rex and I are. The big one and the small one.
I'm emotional.
I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
thank you.
You've come a long way in your recovery and your art. I mean, it's what it is. It's an art, and you've developed quite a following. And I pay attention to every live feed you have.
I know you do. I always see you commenting on it. Too lazy to type my full name too. It's just the
He's a stalker.
first syllable of each name.
Robin
Yeah.
the stalker.
Yeah. I thought it was creepy at first, but then I met him tonight and I realized those weren't his motives. So he's
Now
good.
he's really scared. He keeps saying, keep him away from me.
But no, I appreciate that. I do have to take my headphones off while I play it though. But yeah, the song's called Shallow Waves. Again, it's from my dad's perspective, writing to me about what my drug and alcohol addiction was doing to my family.
Rex, did you listen to this when I sent it to you?
It's very
Okay.
popular.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Shallow Waves. Don't let these shallow little waves take you away. It's not an impossible thing. Son, behave. Me and your mother know that you're so afraid. Just be brave. We didn't raise you to be what you became. Don't seal your fate. Just come back to life, Logan. We know you're tired and broken, but we still love you, dear. It just hurts us to see it the way you're stranded and bleeding. But son, stop those tears and have no fear. Just sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. And don't let these shallow little waves take you away. Don't let the shadows of the day bring you rain. There's just so much more in life to gain. You'll be great. You and your brother and your childhood games, we miss those days. Those times ended with the first day you drank. How you've changed.
Your mother cries at night and her heart aches. She hopes you're safe. I wrote this letter so you don't go astray. Don't be ashamed. Just come back to life, Logan. We know you're tired and broken, but we still love you, dear. It just hurts us to see it the way you're stranded and bleeding. But son, stop those tears and have no fear. Just sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. And don't let these shallow little waves take you away. Dad, I'm sorry, but I had no choice. Turned it all in cause I heard a voice saying, take one drink, it'll stop the noise. Had one sip and the demons rejoiced. All I ever wanted was to make you proud, but the whispering got just too damn loud. Climbing to the top, then I fall down till the bottle back don't make a sound. Burns my soul like a red hot flame. No, let you down and you're so ashamed. Can't turn back, mom, I'm too afraid cause I'm lost at sea in these giant waves. Just sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. And don't let these shallow little waves take you away.
Yo.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm
Amazing.
telling you
Amazing.
what, to every parent out there, when he speaks, that's how your addict child feels. They're scared. They love you. To every addict out there, that's how your parents feel. They love you. They are there for you. Don't hold back from what you can do. That's such a beautiful song, Logan.
It's amazing, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I know my parents are watching right now, so.
Be proud of your son.
Very, very proud.
Yeah, and for the first time, I'm proud of myself. First time in a very long time. But now, just like looking back on it, I put him through hell. And hopefully that's the very last time that I have to do that.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you. I plan on it, and I appreciate you guys letting me come on and play that.
Hey.
I needed it.
Yeah,
So,
I needed it.
Yeah, thank you. So.
And guess what? I think you can go sing to those girls now.
I know. Yeah.
The right one.
Yeah, right. No, because I used to be drunk, and I'd go start playing, like, watch this, baby, and then I'd forget the words halfway through. Or fall asleep halfway through playing the song, so.
Keep doing what you're doing. You can be doing what Joe Nestor's doing next year.
Yeah, and I came up, actually, Frankie and I were with Joe back in the day 4 years ago, and Joe's the main reason I started writing this. When he came down here for treatment, I was his roommate, and we wrote together, and we've done a couple songs together, so.
Fantastic.
When he gets back from doing what he's doing, that's the goal.
I know he thinks a lot of you. I've
Yeah,
talked
he
to him
does.
about you.
Yeah, and when I was at my worst 5 or 6 months ago, I opened the door thinking it was somebody bringing me something that I wanted, and I opened it, and it was Joe and his fiance and their little boy.
They're my neighbor. Well, he's
they?
not my neighbor right now because he's on the road. But,
Yeah, but it was awesome.
but Tori and Chase.
Yeah, opening the door. I'd been drinking, though, but then I just see that beard standing right there in my door. The beard. It was a refreshing sight, definitely.
Man, the myth, the beard.
Alexis, are you on the phone?
I am.
Hey,
Hi.
girl.
Hey, Alexis.
What's up?
Oh, I'm so excited to have you on the show.
I'm so excited to be here. What's going on? Yo, that song was awesome, Logan.
Wasn't it? Did you
Thank
cry?
you very much.
Did it bring tears
I
to
didn't
your
cry.
eyes?
I can't because I'm having an issue with my right eye, so I can't really cry out of it. But oh my God, that
Cry out of your left eye, Alexis. No.
I
So,
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Alexis
That
is
was awesome.
Alexis is a walking miracle. had the pleasure of meeting her online. We've not got to meet in person yet, but we've got some pretty exciting goals going on, and we're definitely going to be meeting. But Alexis is a model, as well as she is in a competition right now for a fitness magazine. So, girl, tell us your story, how you got to where you are, all the crazy things you went to, and how your life is now.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I had a really normal childhood growing up for the most part, and I graduated third in my high school class. I was an overachiever. I had that perfectionist A-type mentality. Life was great. And then I went to Penn State. I joined a sorority, and life went downhill really fast. It was like making up for all this lost time. And within 3 months of taking my first drink, I had my first DUI. And I didn't know how to stop. When most people were going home, I was looking for the party to continue. And by the time I was 27, I had 3 DUIs. In 2008, I had gotten into a really bad car accident, and my sister died from cancer 2 weeks later. And they had started me on Percocet and Xanax. And I didn't really know what those drugs were before that, but I learned how to abuse them very quickly. And like you had said earlier, my story is not different than most. The Percocet ended up not being strong enough. The Xanax, I learned how to abuse that. And that led down to the road of stronger drugs. And before you know it, I was doing heroin. The cocaine had turned to crack. I haven't drank since 2009. It's been a long time since I've drank alcohol, since my last DUI, but I learned how to abuse everything. I, too, was abstinent for 2.5 years. I got sober on April 7th of 2012 when I went to prison, and I had gone to state prison after I had overdosed twice in 4 hours, and they found me overdosed in the back of a cop car. And it was a really bad situation. Things got really out of control. I got really, really bad for a while. And I put together 2.5 years. I got back everything quickly. I had a great job for Ford Motor Company. Life was going really, really well. And I found out I had to have a hysterectomy. And as soon as I found that out, I used that as an excuse and made a reservation right then and there that I was going to go off the deep end. And I found out in September I had to have the surgery. In October, I decided that it was October 13th of 2014, and I had the surgery, and they gave me painkillers, and I went on a 9-month run. At the end of the 9-month run, I was shooting 50 bags of heroin a day. I was smoking an 8-ball of crack a day. I went through $70,000 in 6 months, and I ended up going back to prison by the grace of God, and that saved my life. So I've been to jail 8 times. I have buried 10 of my best friends. I have lost a brother and sister to cancer. I've overdosed 7 times. I have flatlined on 3 separate occasions. I attribute my recovery this time to turning my will completely over to God. I know I can't do this alone. I do work a program. I have a fantastic sponsor. And this time around, I have not lost my gratitude. For me, that is first and foremost in my life. Every morning I wake up and I say thank you. That goes first thing I say. I am losing friends left and right, and I hear, 1 out of 3 people in Ohio are dying. Like 50% of people who are using heroin right now are dying. It's just so scary. And I'm so open and vocal about it because I do have to say when people look at me, they don't see a heroin junkie recovering addict. They look at me and they're like, oh, that girl's got a perfect life. Yeah, no, not so much. I don't at all. And I am so happy I went to prison. I'm happy I got arrested. I'm happy I have 9 charges on my record because it saved my life. And a lot of the friends that I've lost never got arrested. And I can't say if they did or they didn't, it might have helped them. But the law definitely saved my life. It gave me a chance to get treatment. I did a year at the Salvation Army Christian Rehabilitation Program, and it definitely saved my life, opened my eyes.
So I know in one of our conversations, and I think you even have some things posted where you tried to cut your face. I mean, you're so beautiful. What was going on when you were?
I was on a 4-day bender at that point between crack and heroin, and I really didn't know what I was doing, and I took an X-Acto knife to my face. I had, for a lot of people who do crack, if anybody's watching who's never gotten high, a lot of people pick when they're high, and I was one of those people. I don't know why we do it, but it's kind of like a fetish. When you get really high, you have to do something. I was a picker. So I took a knife to my face, and I literally tore it apart with from limb to limb. And Les has seen pictures. A couple of people have seen pictures. And I do have scars. I just see a question here. What was my rock bottom? When I looked in the mirror when I was in prison, and I actually did not recognize who I was as a human being. I didn't recognize my reflection. I have scars all over my forearms from where I was using my veins in my forearms, because where I normally would shoot heroin, I had blown out my veins so bad that I couldn't use my veins in my arms anymore. So I have permanent scars all over my body, between my face, my neck, and my forearms. They're constant reminders of where my addiction led me.
What would you say to someone out there that's scared and is afraid to go into detox or to ask for help?
You're not alone. This is a WE program. It's okay to ask for help. And, you know, it is so funny what you guys had started talking to right at the beginning about if you see somebody struggling, just more out of love say, hey, what's going on with you? When I had relapsed from my hysterectomy, I was showing up. I showed up at a meeting and got my 3-year sobriety points with my face torn apart, my veins blown out, trying to do the song and dance because I was on probation so everybody would still think that I was sober. I had lost like 20 pounds. It's April. I think it was 60 degrees, and I'm wearing like 4 layers of clothing. You can clearly see that I was using, and nobody came up to me and said, are you okay? And I carry that resentment around for a really, really, really long time.
We were just talking about that, how, you know.
Yeah. And I carry that resentment. And you know what? When I had spoke to a couple of people, they were like, well, you know, you had the tools. You could have asked for help. And I let that go since then. But at the same time, you know, if somebody was struggling, I also said, you know, I would have called them out on it. But it's kind of like a slippery slope, you know. It's like, do you go up to somebody and say something? I would. Yeah. But, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't supposed to be part of my story. I guess things had to happen the way that they did. But what got me, Lesha, was at the end, when I came out of the program and people saw that I was doing well, a couple people came up to me and said, oh, yeah, we knew that you had relapsed. And then that pissed me off even more. I was like, well, I could have died. You know, like, what if I OD'd? And
Alexis, we have to go to a break real quick. Would you please wait for us so we can pick up when we left off?
Absolutely.
All right, girl.
take your picture and I hold it. It's hard for me to focus. I know this does no justice, but still I hope it's a little bit of comfort for those of us who miss you. A place where we can go to when we need to spend time with you. Your smile was contagious. Your presence filled the room. The last day of June, well, it came too soon. Yeah, I'm staring at the sky. I'm asking God why. He took you from us early, didn't let me say goodbye. And then a tear drops my eye. It's hard not to cry. The truth is that I wish that I could turn this to a lie. Yeah, I struggle as I try to see you as a memory. Your voice and how you laughed, well, I visualize it vividly. You were more than just a friend to me, felt it in our chemistry. Your friends became your family, thick throughout your history. Never was a mystery how much love you had to give. I got to feel it, that's the reason I know what it is. You're in my heart forever, cause in my vision you're missing. And I sit and talk to you and I picture you listening. Right now I'm just wishing I could feel that touch, cause the time I had with you, well, it wasn't enough. Yeah, sometimes it's tough for me to get out of bed. All the what if, sinner, shoulda dones, they haunt me in my head. And the words that you said, they stay on my mind. I hear you tell me that you love me, everything will be fine. Yo, I lose it at times, can't fake this ache, cause there's an empty chair where I used to sit your place. Hey God, listen, there must have been a mistake. They say I'll see you again, but how long will it take? I need a break, I need some relief. I know you didn't want this, you was robbed by a thief. And how I deal with the grief, what is getting me through? Well, I think this is just what you would want me to do. To all of those that miss me, I miss you too. Accept my apology for what I put you through. I didn't know what I was up against, I had no clue. I used to daydream of heaven, well, the dream came true. Now there's no more pain, and I don't feel hurt. Soon as I got here, this man washed all of my dirt. I wasn't chasing a drug, what I was after was love. And it was hard to see yours from the hole that I dug. Now I see it was enough as I look from above. Close your eyes, please feel me as I give you this hug. I know it's not the same, please stop crying. If you need me with you now, just know that I am. If you're missing my love, well, I'm giving you some, cause now I'm in that place where my love came from. I might have got taken by the thief in the night. I fell into a pair of arms that are holding me tight.
This is RecoveryRadio.fm on WPDR, Lentana, West Palm Beach, Lake Worth, Boca Raton, Delray, and all of the Palm Beaches. Always raw, always real.
Technology is making the things around us smarter than ever before. It's making our day-to-day easier. And now, what powers those things is Smart 2. With the smart technology behind FPL's online energy dashboard, you can keep track of your energy use. And when you take the free online home energy survey, you'll see where you're using the most energy and find smart, new ways to save up to $250 a year. Visit fpl.com/easy to save and learn how to make your bill even lower.
Hey guys, James Sweezy here. Real quick, if you're experiencing daily fatigue or having trouble sleeping, I found a product that was designed to help improve symptoms associated with post-acute withdrawal syndrome. TheLiquidRecovery.com provides supplements designed by people in recovery for people in recovery. The AM formula helps to improve energy and supports natural relief from brain fog. The PM formula helps support natural sleep so you can fall asleep and stay asleep, and it helps reduce feelings of anxiety or irritability. The folks at theliquidrecovery.com want to be clear that this product will not get you clean and sober. It's simply another tool for your toolbox to help combat fatigue and sleeplessness. Order now at www.theliquidrecovery.com and be sure to enter the discount code RADIO for free shipping. That's www.theliquidrecovery.com. James Sweezy, I'm out.
When it's never quit. Yeah. Yeah. My mic on? They say, "Stoop kid, you afraid of Lee and Stoop." But I got this beat in my earphones playing on the loop. Working on my craft, get it in with my rhyme pad. Teachers thought I was dumb, didn't know where my mind at. It was all I had. Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. This is F Heroin Show, shattering the stigma. Here on Beyond 96.1 from Pompano to West Palm Beach, 97.5 FM from West Palm Beach to Jupiter, 1340 throughout Palm Beach County on the AM dial, and streaming live on Facebook at recoveryradio.fm and on the net at www.recoveryradio.fm. Please be sure to stop by F_K Heroin Foundation on Facebook. Give us a like, and you're also
Recovery Radio.
recoveryradio.fm. Give them a like as well. And Mama Dukes.
Welcome back, everybody. Got my people here, Ed, Logan, Robin, Rex, and Alexis on the phone. So let's pick up where we left off. Do you remember?
I do.
Okay. Because I don't. No, I do, but not exactly.
So, no, we were just talking about, like, if you're in the program and you see someone is struggling, I mean, absolutely call them out. Just, more out of love than anything. Just say, hey, what's going on? Do you need a friend? Because everybody is absolutely worth a chance at life. Everybody's worth a shot at recovery. You never know when that one question just might help save somebody's life. So I definitely agree with what you had to say earlier in the show.
If any of you take the time to look at this girl, you would be like, what could possibly be wrong in her life? She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Like, people misconstrue just because the outside might be beautiful, what's going on in our heads. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show there is no stigma. It can happen to anyone.
Anyone.
Right.
Is that your doggy? Hello?
Alexis?
Oh, I'm sorry, I lost you. Are you there?
Yeah, I was like, we
can hear your dog.
I thought I lost you for a second. No, and you're right, and it's funny because growing up, I was not the most popular, and I was kind of outcast. I was very smart. I was the youngest by 17 years in my family. My father, I grew up at a horse racing track, so when little girls were learning to play with Barbie dolls and in sports, I was at, the thoroughbred track, learning how to clock horses, and I grew up in a bar. My dad owned a bar. I didn't really have a normal childhood per se that most people had. So what I thought was normal for most people was not normal by society standards. And, where I wanted to fit in, I didn't really know how. So I kind of overachieved. My father is an alcoholic. He is 84 years old, going to be 85, and 2 months ago he was just diagnosed with MDS.
I'm still praying every day for him.
Yeah, which is a blood cancer, and because of his age, he's refusing chemotherapy, and the blood transfusions are getting more and more frequent. So, again, life on life's terms. There's have to get through it, and the fact that I'm sober and my father is alive to see me sober, that in itself is a miracle and a blessing.
Absolutely.
I am so grateful for that. And, the fact that every time that we hang up the phone, he's like, I am so proud of you and the woman that you become. Like, I know recovery and sobriety has to be for me, but hearing that's just... There's no feeling like that, and I know you can appreciate that as a parent.
Oops. Yep. And the thing is, while you're using, you think that you're not loved, and you are. And we never stop loving. But when you do the things that you do and turn your life around, trust me, there's nobody prouder than you, than your parents. Nobody.
That's what he says, and I don't have children, I can't have children, and that's something I will never be able to understand to that extent in that way. So I just have to go by what my parents tell me. And, as hard as it was for them, my father, full of arthritis, he did not miss a week visiting me in prison. He couldn't make it out to state prison when I was in Muncie because it was too far of a drive. He was there every Tuesday. He was the first one there to see me. He didn't miss a week.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. And we had that tender moment that you see in the movies where you put your hand on the glass when they're calling them to leave. That was my dad. But, it's those little things. And my biggest fear this last time around was that, with him getting older, I would never be able to put my hands around my father again, that he would pass away before I was released from prison, because I was facing a lot of time. They wanted to max me out for 6 years this time around, and by the grace of God, I fired my lawyer. I never had long-term treatment before, and I had the 2.5 years of sobriety, and they wanted to put me away for either SIP or, max me out. And I said, no, I think I deserve a chance at long-term treatment. So I fired my lawyer the day before my sentencing, and I hired another one. And he's like, yeah, go rolling into court with no lawyer. And that, they postponed my court date by a week. And my new lawyer, his name is Jason. He's an angel. He comes in and he said, you know what, you're going to the Salvation Army in Harrisburg, get your stuff together. And the next day I was at the Salvation Army, and that's where my life took a change. And I've been here ever since, and it's just been a miracle.
I don't know if I mentioned this. Alexis is in Pennsylvania, if I didn't mention that. So
yeah, I'm over there north.
You've got some kind of exciting things going on, which allows people to vote. Would you tell us about that and let people know how they could go on and vote?
I think it's over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's okay.
We want to vote anyway.
I voted last night, so I got it in.
I've been voting since it was up, but we'll tell them what it is anyway.
I was in the running for the cover of Muscle and Fitness, Hers magazine. It was a contest that was done by voting, so I made it all the way up to the third round, which I thought was really cool because there was hundreds of, maybe almost thousands that initially were submitted for it, and then I made it to the top 10 in my region. So I was really excited about that. But I think it ended 10 minutes ago, and you had to be the winner, and I was in third place. So, but I was really grateful to get this far. Yeah.
What an accomplishment, though. And I got to tell you, I am so jealous of your body right now. I am, like, if I could go buy one, I would, but I just don't have money like that. And I don't think I could do the dedication. Like, watching you lift those weights and stuff, I'm like, oh, my. And looking cute doing it. Who does that? Who can do that?
I don't know if at 4:55 in the morning, girl.
I seen the little video you did with the deadlift. I would have given you that. You said you didn't quite make it. It looked pretty good to me.
I was close. I was a little upset. I missed it. I was so close, but that's what I liked about you, though, Logan, is realizing that you were worth, you have some serious talent, and I thought that was so cool. I'd always wanted to get into the fitness industry, and I always kept telling myself, you're not worth it. My parents were a little bit skeptical because I am a little bit older. Most people get into this business in their 20s, and I'm going to be 35 in September, so I'm getting a little bit of a late start, and, ex-boyfriends were like, why you got to do that, and I let a lot of people hold me back. So it was nice to see you chase your dreams, and that's why I share a lot of my experience, strength, and hope, too, because we are worth it. We are recovering. It's a daily process, and as long as we do what we have to on a daily basis, we are worth everything that sober life has to offer.
Yeah, and I mean, that's, probably the biggest thing I've struggled with is the negative self-talk. If you said ex-boyfriends, well, I had ex-girlfriends tell me I couldn't do it.
I was worried for a moment.
Well, yeah, that was my past. It was college. But no, it was people telling me I couldn't do it and stuff. So I started to believe that after the longest time. Actually, probably the first time I heard it, I believed it.
Yeah.
But if you can't believe that you can get on the cover of this magazine, you got third place, that's crazy. That's awesome. And she really is jealous of your body because she keeps showing it to us.
Yeah, I'm showing these guys. Wait until I'm going to go in the sound room and show them on the next break. They need to know who you're talking to.
But, if I can't believe that I can make it, then who's going to? And that's, the biggest thing that, so.
Alexis, will you do me a favor?
Absolutely.
Will you ask Herman and Dimitri to dance when it's time for the next break?
Oh, my God, absolutely.
I like where this is going.
Ed, do you have any questions that you can think of?
For
no,
them?
I actually have a question.
I'm going to see if they have questions, and then you're welcome to ask questions of them, too.
Yes.
Okay.
So, no, they're talking about you doing deadlifts and everything. Do you ever have a tendency to overly work out? Because I know suffering from addiction, people tend to, exercise and overdo it. And sometimes they'll put that above their maintaining the recovery and everything. So I was just wondering if that's something you've ever struggled with.
Yep, last year I did. Oh, my God. When I actually graduated from the Salvation Army program, because it's a 6.5-month program, I got my car, I got my phone back, I got my job because I was selling cars, and I started going at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I was working an hour away. I was working 12-hour shifts, and I started going again at night for no reason. I was just going to go. But if I missed a workout or a day, I was so hard on myself that I literally ran myself into the ground, where I just up and quit my job. I fell into a horrific state of depression. I broke up with my boyfriend at the time. I needed to, find me, and I didn't leave my apartment for 2 months. I literally wore myself to the ground, and I became a shell of a human being, where I didn't even go to meetings. It was that bad. I literally slept on my mattress in my apartment and didn't leave except to go to my new job that I started. I had burnt out.
What made you decide when you were ready to walk out that door? What were some of the things going through your mind?
Walk out the door from
From your apartment and go back to living.
I didn't want to do that anymore. I mean,
No,
I
I'm
didn't
saying
get
when
to-
you did decide to, when you started it, what was going through your head that convinced you to start living again and to get out there?
I didn't get sober to live this way. I mean, I could have easily picked up the needle again and felt the same way all over again. Like, this was not the plan that God had for me. And I knew that, and I knew I was suffering from a lot of mental stuff, too. It was like a light switch went off in my head. Like, I wanted to be happy. I wanted to live. I wanted to do things. Taking a shower, I felt like I was running the Boston Marathon. It was so hard for me to get up and do. And it was, you know, I was seeing a psychiatrist. I was paying the $300 an hour to go talk to somebody. I was trying to do all the things that were suggested, and nothing was working. Like, I was literally at my wit's end, and I was a tenth of a hair away from checking myself into a mental institution because I didn't know what else to do. I had even called a suicide hotline, even though I wasn't suicidal, just to talk to somebody. Like, I needed to get answers. And then finally one day, I just little by little, I stopped going to the gym. I stopped everything. I just started forcing myself to do something. I'm like, this is not how I want to live life.
And was this in sobriety?
Yeah, this was last September and October. I just went off the deep end.
Yeah, no, like personally too, I share this all the time that I've hit personal bottoms in sobriety. You know, like you have the drinks and drugs to numb yourself, but if you're not maintaining your recovery or doing anything actively working on yourself, you can be just as miserable, if not more, without the drinks and drugs, because you're left with yourself. And if you're not working on anything, then, you know, it's a bad place to be.
Right. And that goes back to what you guys were saying at the beginning, you know, where newcomers think just because you get sober that your life is like, oh my God, rainbows and puppy dogs and glitter and diamonds, and it's not. Like, I know people that are 15, 20 years sober, and they're miserable as cat shit. You know?
No, I will be the first to tell you that you can have double digits and you can hit an emotional bottom. And
Absolutely.
that is what happened to me. And it was horrible. It's one of the darkest places I've ever been. And yeah, like you said, I didn't come this far to end up like this.
Right. Yep. And as long as we have, you know, even with the 2.5 years that I was sober, I still had those tools to fall back on. I might not have utilized them when I was, you know, when I went off the deep end and I relapsed after the surgery, but I didn't forget them. You know, like I said, we are never recovered in the sense that we have the program, because for me, and I'm only speaking for me, once I feel like I have it is when I'm on dangerous territory. You know, This is going to be for the rest of my life. I'm never going to fully have this. Like, I'm a drug addict. I'm going to be until the day I die. And I always have to remember that.
So, can we tell a secret that only me and you know?
What is it?
Can we talk about a secret?
Depends on what it is.
Well, you sent me a text and said, nobody knows.
Oh, no, we can't.
Okay. We'll hold that for another show?
Yeah,
Okay.
for another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
The drug addict in me wants to really know now.
Right.
You know they're going to hold me captive to find out what this is about, right?
Alexis, if you're intending to propose, yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Let's just
boy.
say that this girl and I are working on something, and if it works out, oh my.
I do like where this is going.
Big. Oh, yeah, it's going to be huge.
Alexis, real quick, a lot of us struggle with balance in our lives. What safeguards have you implemented into your recovery to give you that sense of balance, so you don't have to go back to that, you know, that extreme bottom?
Okay, I started trauma therapy. I know that there were stuff from my childhood that probably I never dealt with. And a lot of people look at me and be like, oh, my God, you're 34. Get the frig over it already. You know, let it go. But the drugs and alcohol were like Band-Aids for me. There are deeper problems. I don't want to ever go back to the dark places I was in. I don't ever want to see the inside walls of a prison again. So I'm going to do what I have to do, and that's find out what I was trying to mask in the beginning. So for me, I started intensive trauma therapy. I work at a job where everybody knows my situation, and they are extremely supportive.
That's
they know
amazing.
everything. I hold nothing back. They know everything, and I was honest from the door. Everybody in my life today is positive, influential people. I have 2 sponsees. I do have a sponsor. I make a meeting when I know I need to go. And you know what? I don't put any unrealistic expectations on myself, which is what my biggest mistake was last year. I was placing, oh, hi, Travis, we love you too. I was placing so many expectations on myself, and if I didn't exceed or meet every single one of them, I would tell myself I was a failure and a piece of crap, and then I would use that to fuel the fire. And it was just a horrible situation for failure that I allowed myself to fall into last year, and I think that definitely helped my depression where I went into. So, I find outlets. I'm a published poet. I like to write. I love to read. I love to travel. I love trying new things, but I don't try and fit everything into one day, if that makes sense.
I know Robin wanted to thank you for something.
The sponsorship you had for the contest was Homes for the Wounded Warriors. Is that the correct name? I'm a Persian Gulf military veteran, and I've just started a company helping homeless veterans, providing job opportunities and whatnot. And I wanted to thank you, for that, doing that for that population, which is very underserved.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. My mom does a lot of stuff for Wounded Warriors. I have one of my best friends. His name is Earl Granville. He does a lot of stuff. He lost his leg in Afghanistan, and then his twin brother committed suicide because he felt so guilty over it. And he speaks all over. He does so much work for it. I'm actually very involved with the Wounded Warrior program. I wish we could do more.
Yeah,
Maybe we can put something together.
Definitely. I would like to collaborate with you on that.
That would be awesome. I'd be honored.
I think it's April 29th that we're going to be in Pennsylvania.
I'd love the opportunity to meet up with you. I can relate so much to your story because trauma was a very large part of my story from a very early age in the military, and the addiction aspect of it. I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations doing dangerous things. So I can really relate to that, and having to dig deep to find out what those issues are and not, bandage them up and cover them up any longer. I finally had to, reveal those so that I could deal with them. And
good for you.
Yeah, I applaud you for your courage and fighting back. It's amazing.
Thank you. You as well. It takes real people to be able to admit that, and I'm not afraid to admit what I suffer from. And, I think we need to lift each other up, and that's where I think that's where a lot of society falters, is because we would rather tear people down than lift them up. Yeah. So, like you down there, I'm not afraid to be that voice up here, and I think that's what you guys are doing is so amazing. I'm so honored to be a part of this.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
We're all heroes.
What I'd like to do is we're going to be going to break here in just a little bit, but would you mind staying and talking a little more, and maybe when we come back we can just have all of us kind of talk about some things that we think should be out there?
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Alexis.
And again, 96.1 from Pompano to West Palm Beach, 97.5 from West Palm Beach to Jupiter, 1340 on the AM dial throughout Palm Beach County. Streaming live on Facebook at recoveryradio.fm and on the net at www.recoveryradio.fm. If you want to call in, 954-524-8000. Check us out on Facebook, recoveryradio.fm on Facebook. Drop off and give them a like. And also F blank blank K, Heroin Foundation. Give us a like.
Don't let these shallow little waves take you away. It's not an impossible thing, son, behave. Me and your mother know that you're so afraid. Just be brave. We didn't raise you to be what you became. Don't seal your fate. Just come back to life, Logan. We know you're tired and broken, but we still love you, dear. It just hurts us to see it, the way you're stranded and bleeding. But son, stop those tears and have no fear. Just sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. And don't let these shallow little waves take you away. Don't let the shadows of the day bring you rain. There's just so much more in life to gain. You'll be great. You and your brother and your childhood games, we miss those days. Those times ended with the first day you drank. How you've changed. Your mother cries at night and her heart aches. She hopes you're safe. I wrote this letter so you don't go astray. Don't be ashamed. Just come back to life, Logan. We know you're tired and broken, but we still love you, dear. It just hurts us to see it, the way you're stranded and bleeding. But son, stop those tears and have no fear. Just sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. And don't let these shallow little waves take you away. Dad, I'm sorry, but I had no choice. Turned it all in cause I heard a voice saying take one drink, it'll stop the noise. Had one sip and the demons rejoiced. All I ever wanted was to make you proud, but the whispering got just too damn loud. Climbed to the top, then I fall down. Took the bottle back, don't make a sound. Burns my soul like a red hot flame. No, we'll let you down and you're so ashamed. Can't turn back, Mom, I'm too afraid, cause I'm lost at sea in these giant waves. Just come back to life, Logan. We know you're tired and broken, but we still love you, dear. It just hurts us to see it, the way you're stranded and bleeding. But son, stop those tears and have no fear. Just sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. Sing your heart out. And don't let these shallow little waves take you away.
Technology is making the things around us smarter than ever before. It's making our day-to-day easier. And now, what powers those things is Smart Chill. With the smart technology behind FPL's online energy dashboard, you can keep track of your energy use. And when you take the free online home energy survey, you'll see where you're using the most energy and find smart, new ways to save up to $250 a year. Visit fpl.com/easy to save and learn how to make your bill even lower.
Hey guys, James Sweezy here. Real quick, if you're experiencing daily fatigue or having trouble sleeping, I found a product that was designed to help improve symptoms associated with post-acute withdrawal syndrome. TheLiquidRecovery.com provides supplements designed by people in recovery for people in recovery. The AM formula helps to improve energy and supports natural relief from brain fog. The PM formula helps support natural sleep so you can fall asleep and stay asleep, and it helps reduce feelings of anxiety or irritability. The folks at theliquidrecovery.com want to be clear that this product will not get you clean and sober. It's simply another tool for your toolbox to help combat fatigue and sleeplessness. Order now at www.theliquidrecovery.com and be sure to enter the discount code RADIO for free shipping. That's www.theliquidrecovery.com. James Sweezy, I'm out.
When it's never quit. Yeah. Yeah. My mic on? They say, Stoop kid, you afraid of Lee and Stoop. But I got this beat in my headphones playing on the loop. Working on my craft, get it in with my rhyme pad. Teachers thought I was dumb, didn't know where my mind at. It was all I had, sports didn't provide a creative outlet for me to show what's inside. I can't even lie, since 12 I wanna die. But this music keeps it going and I don't know why. But I think I got my explanation. As soon as I started writing to make a real statement, all of a sudden I gained a reputation, and I could be somebody that would uplift the nation. Yeah, and that feels like gold. I care for how many I help, not how many I sold. And those messages mean more to me than you. So if I'm saving you, just know you're saving me too.
Welcome back. You're here shattering the stigma on WPBR 96.1 from Pompano to West Palm Beach, 97.5 from West Palm to Jupiter, 1340 AM throughout Palm Beach County, streaming live on Facebook at recoveryradio.fm and on the net at www.recoveryradio.fm. Please be sure to stop by the F Heroin Foundation page at F blank blank K Heroin Foundation and give us a like. And also, recoveryradio.fm on Facebook. Give them a like as well. And with that, I'm a Duke.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah.
So, I just want to talk about something real quick that happened on the way here. I was going to go over to the corner there, and, sorry, Ed's in here destroying things. The smallest guy in the room is ruining things.
Way to go, Ed.
That's what I do.
But I was going to go through Wendy's here at the corner by the radio station, and I went to pull in, and there were about 5 ambulances and probably a good 10 to 12 police cars here in Boynton Beach. And obviously, I couldn't go in to eat because the place was surrounded. And I got out, and I was talking to one of the police officers, and I said, is it overdoses, you know? And he said, yeah. And we talked for a little bit, and wow, guys, you know, it's just, I can't explain how many times I stumble across things like that, you know, in public bathrooms everywhere. And I just want to say, if you're out there actively using, and I get it that you need to use, and that's what you're going to do. But think about it a little and have some consideration. You know, I've been in Walmart where little kids are in a bathroom and it's being taped off, and there's an overdose. You know, it can cause extreme damage to other people that have no clue what is even going on, let alone, you know, eventually it could be your last time. So I'm begging you, I'm really begging you, if you're out there using 419-971-KICK, we will help you in whatever way we can. When you're ready for help, pick up that phone and call us.
There's several of us you can reach out to on Facebook or through Messenger. Please reach out to me on my pages. I'll be glad to give anyone my phone number.
Yeah, through the F Heroin Foundation Facebook page. You can send us messages. You can send messages to me, Rex Silverback. You can send them to James, Stephanie, Mama Dukes. We have resources across the country. And this is not only, this is resources that you may not know about, ways to access services that you may not know about. And there are more ways to access help than you may realize.
I would say probably a good 50 to 60% of the help we give is to people that have no insurance or people that have Medicaid and they've only looked in the small area of where they are and not throughout the state. So a lot of the resources, that we have are all the Medicaids that are in your state that you can go to, as far as that. And there are probably a good 50. Alexis.
Oh, sorry.
You're coming through on the station. But there's probably a good 50 places that will take people in for free. One for men, about 50, and about 50 for women across the United States that we know of. If you want help, it's out there. And I get really discouraged when people say they can't get it or they can't find it or it's not out there. Maybe it's not out there the way you want it to be. Maybe you can't go to a 90-day treatment with palm trees and all those extras. But when you're ready, and you'll do what you have to do. And, I'm just begging you, don't set up your recovery that if I can have this, this, and this, I'll go into recovery, or, you're calling for recovery and you want to know, hey, do they have a gym membership? And,
can I have my phone?
And do they have a pool? And is it co-ed? I don't think you're ready for treatment yet if you're asking all those questions. So, just want to say that. And, Alexis, we're going to have Logan sing another song, and hopefully it's not a tearjerker. Is it?
Probably.
Is it?
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
Oh, but for sensitive people like Rex and I, it will be, won't it?
I have a couple I can choose from if you guys don't want to cry.
No, I'm kidding. I want you to play whatever you want. But I want you to just say a couple more things so we can let you go and have him do this song. And so what else would you like to say to us, Alexis?
The only thing I could think of, I just did an interview a couple weeks ago, and I have this person who is commenting on everything that I've done, saying, people with a short amount of time of sobriety really need to sit down and shut up. And, it's these people that think that they know everything and this, that, and the third.
I get that too.
Yeah. And, it's not about what we could say or what we do. It's about, to me, leading by example and sharing our experience, strength, and hope. Because I know people who have fallen 15 times and have gotten up the 16th and have made a beautiful example of their life.
Amen.
And the way I feel about it is that gives the person that's not ready or the person that fell down the inspiration when they see someone else did it and they're not afraid to get up and talk about it.
Right. I agree with you. And I think that my mistakes that I've made would be a mistake for me if I didn't share about it. I was blessed to have a good upbringing to the best of my parents' ability for what they did, and I made the decisions that I made in my life knowing the consequences. Of course I didn't take the first Percocet after my car accident thinking I was going to grow up and be a vicious heroin addict. I don't think anybody takes their first alcoholic drink thinking they're going to end up being an alcoholic at 18 or 19 whenever people start drinking, but it happens. for me, when I started becoming accountable for my actions and saying, yeah, you know what? I did this. I made those decisions, and yes, I have to be responsible for them. Yes, I deserve to go to prison for what I did, and yes, I served my time, and I served all of it and did what the courts asked me to do. Now this is what I have to do every day on a daily basis for the rest of my life to stay sober and live the life that I want. When I accepted that, and I accepted the fact that, yes, I am a drug addict, and yes, this is the life that I want to live, then this peace and serenity came with it.
Amazing.
And that's all I want today.
I wanted to ask you, you said you graduated from the Salvation Army program?
Yes.
I've been in a program similar to that, and what would you say to someone that was basing their recovery on a luxury treatment center when you successfully completed that program and you're where you are today because of the things you experienced there?
I know people who have gone to luxury programs and they've stayed sober. For me, I am the type of addict and alcoholic where, you know, if there was a point where there was 10 beers in my fridge and I wouldn't even bother drinking them because it wasn't enough. I don't have a filter where I can't stop. I needed an intensive hardcore treatment therapy program, which was 6.5 months. I needed a work therapy program. And for me, I needed to be brought back close to God because I needed to believe that I wasn't it. I wasn't God. I wasn't him. My ego had to be brought and knocked down 1,000 notches because I thought it was, oh, don't you know who I am? I only need to go back to a 30-day rehab program. That'll fix me. Yeah, no. For me, that was enough to dry me up and then put me right back on the streets so I can get right back to what I wanted to do.
Just get you well enough to get back on your feet, huh?
Exactly. I physically had to be removed from society for long enough to not only dry me out, but to completely reset my thinking.
Purge
to take
yourself.
Me away from everybody I knew. Right. I needed a hard reset. And the Salvation Army was where you literally learn to humble yourself. You worked for $5 a week, and it went up to $25 a week. You folded clothes. You went through racks of garbage bags and hung clothes. I mean, you literally learned what it was like to give back and do the most good, and you learned what it was like to have nothing and help people who were so less fortunate. And some of these people who literally had nothing were some of the happiest people in the world. And if they could be grateful, there wasn't a damn reason I couldn't be grateful either.
Speak about gratitude. I find that my gratitude is just overflowing in my recovery today. How important is that? I'm sorry.
Gratitude?
Yeah, I'm sorry, we gotta cut it short so that we can get this song in. I love you so much.
Well, I love
Thank you
too.
so much for being on the show, and
Thanks,
you
Alexis.
know you and I will be talking super soon.
Oh, we will. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Love you, girl.
Love you. Bye. Love you too. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
So, what is the name of the song?
I have to have my assistant grab my guitar for me real quick.
Don't break anything, Ed.
Don't break it. This one is called "In Our Dreams." I always said, sorry, thank you. Every time that I played it, every time that I played in public, I would sing this song. It's from my brother's friend, who's from where we're from in Ohio, near Cleveland, who passed away from a heroin overdose like 3 or 4 years ago. It's kind of where I got my wake-up call. Like, this stuff's real. Kid you wouldn't necessarily think would do drugs. Didn't say a word to anybody about it until they found him, and he was passed away from a heroin overdose. So, again, I have to take the headset off. But this song's called "In Our Dreams," and it's like to my brother about losing his friend.
Nice.
Thank you.
another lullaby to sing to an angel high. Too close to home this time, I lost another friend of mine. Too young to take a life, but we'll miss those loving eyes. When we think of him at night, we'll see him smiling bright. When they said he'd gone to sleep, pray the Lord his soul to keep. Don't cry, brother, please don't weep. He'll still live on in our dreams. You'll always be a friend to me, and in my family we're stuck with memories, remembering you happily. I heard that you weren't clean, but I ignored all your screams. Only cared if I got clean, as selfish as it may seem. When they said he'd gone to sleep, pray the Lord his soul to keep. Don't cry, brother, please don't weep. He'll still live on in our dreams. To break the news, my father cried. I knew when he wept inside. I thought this just ain't right, and that's when he said you died. It's over now, you lost the fight, but now you're living in God's light. As he goes to paradise, let's carry our friend in our lives. When they said he'd gone to sleep, pray the Lord his soul to keep. Don't cry, brother, please don't weep. He'll still live on in our dreams. He'll still live on in our dreams.
I love that.
Damn.
Good stuff. It's amazing.
How can people find your music?
1 second. Right now, my music is on Facebook. It's under Logan Bruce Music. And also, if you search Logan Bruce on YouTube, I have a YouTube page there as well. I was gonna, since I recorded that MP3 and stuff, I was gonna put it on iTunes and stuff and see if I can make money from it. But I want the song I played earlier and like this one, I don't want to charge anybody for it, at least not yet. So it's all free right now on Facebook.
Can I be your manager?
You're like the 10th person that asked, but yeah.
Did you tell them other 10 yes?
I did.
Oh, no. Who do I need to fight?
Everybody.
No, you're going to go on to big things. I mean, I feel it for you, really.
Thank you. I hope so. Like I said, I'm really finally starting to believe in myself. I always used to talk down to myself, and now I spend most of the day talking myself up. That's also starting to become a problem. But
balance.
Yeah, I got to talk.
Will you do me a favor? Any one of us here in this room, if you start talking yourself down, call us.
Okay.
If you start talking yourself up, call us. We'll put you down.
Yeah. Sounds good. I can do that. Yeah. But no, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and play. I was thinking of every excuse in the book when it was like the last hour before me.
I knew you would be. You kept sending me texts. I'm like, he's getting nervous. I know he's getting nervous.
I was. But no, it's every time I don't want to do something, it's like even with this, but like even meetings and stuff, it's like, all right, that means I got to go. Like, yeah. So I'm definitely going to leave here a lot happier.
Well, Logan's mom and dad, you have an amazing young man. Be proud of him.
Star on the rise.
Be
Thank
proud
you.
of
Yeah, I
him.
was-
He's come a heck of a long way.
Thank you. I was actually going to show you when we were on break. My mom texted me. She has to go to bed because she's a school teacher, but she texted me and said she was proud of me and that she loved me. So
And the good thing is it's live and it's on there, so
Yeah,
she
so
can
she
go
can-
back and see the end of it tomorrow.
watch the rest of it. But that's always good to hear instead of the, waking up to 10, 15 missed calls, wondering where I am and if I'm okay.
What is it now?
Yeah. Yeah. So hearing that she's proud of me is definitely a nice change of pace. So
So
thank
Ed, what does tomorrow bring? You're on a new journey, my friend.
Yes, tomorrow's a new journey for me. I'm not I'm not even sure what tomorrow's going to bring. Like I said, we're talking about having faith. Honestly, I'm going to look for employment. Most likely hit a meeting because my meetings have been slacking due to work and such. So I don't know, but I just wanted to say thank you guys for having me. Like I appreciate you. I'm very grateful that I got to meet you. I'm a firm believer of nothing happens by mistake. Yeah.
No coincidences here.
And here's the thing. Anybody out there that's looking for somebody with ethics, moral, I mean, I can't say enough about what I've seen in this young man. If there's a job out there, and it doesn't have to be in the recovery world at all, send me a message.
I do need a music manager, so if he's open to that.
What?
Ed,
There it is. I mean,
I won't even fight Ed for it. I'll let him do it. Can I help?
Yeah.
Where are we
Get it
going to do
done.
it at? Whose closet? Whose closet are we going to make the recordings in?
We'll make it work regardless.
Right.
We should get him and Cincinnati Kid together.
That's right.
Another Ohio man. He
good
was on last
collaboration
week.
right
That
there.
would be some interesting stuff.
Can I just say it's weird being in a room full of a bunch of people from Ohio normally?
But he's not.
Where are you from?
Originally New York.
Okay, I'm from New Jersey, so normally a lot of people
Got
from New
those
Jersey.
new things in there.
Hey.
We got 2 minutes left, guys. What are we going to say in these last 2 minutes?
I just want to say that to anybody listening who's got friends, families, or even mortal enemies who are like on the edge and wanting to actually make a change out of an active addiction, life of active addiction, as soon as they come forward and they say that they're ready, there's a very small window of opportunity to operate in.
Absolutely.
You got to act quick, so please consider 419-971-5425 is the number that you call. It's 419-971-KICK. Please.
Please reach out.
If nobody told you they love you,
We do.
We love you. We're here for you, and we'll do whatever we can. If you have ideas of things you'd like us to talk about in the next coming week, send us a message. We'd be more than happy to do a show on it. Shattering the stigma.
Yeah, I want to say, how much time we got?
1 minute.
1 minute. If you're new in recovery, set them goals and reach them and set new ones. Because 3 of us sitting here right now are coming back from relapse, and we shouldn't be sitting here together doing this, but we are, and we have a message of hope that you can come back, you can pick yourself up. Please do it. Put in the work, and good things will happen to you.
You know, one thing about the team that we have, we've got people from, Rex, how many years you got?
This year I celebrated 18 years.
18 years on down to 90, what, Robin, 96?
I got 100 days.
100?
100 days.
Oh, I lost
Nice.
10 days. You know, and the reason that we do it that way, everybody doesn't do the same thing throughout our foundation. Robin is good at letting people know where he's been and giving inspiration to come back. Each one of us bring a different uniqueness to it. So we're here, guys. We love you. Shattering the Stigma. We'll see you next Wednesday, 9
James,
p.m.
Stephanie, Frankie, we love you.
Mike Pack.
Michael Pack, we love you, brother.
Pack.
Don't let these shallow little waves take you away. It's not an impossible thing, son, behave. Me and your mother know that you're so afraid Just be brave. We didn't raise you to be what you became. Don't seal your fate. Just come back to life, Logan. We know you're tired and broken, but we still love you, dear. It just hurts us to see it, the way you're stranded and bleeding. But son, stop those tears and have no fear. Just sing your heart out. Sing